Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear students of fourth year, today we will discuss contact lenses, their uses and complications, and the effects of vitamin A deficiency, that is called xerophthalmia. The learning objectives of this lecture are that at the end of the lecture we want to know the uses of contact lenses, their advantages and complications of contact lens use, and we also want to know different manifestations of vitamin A deficiency. What are the contact lenses? These are their therapeutic uses, have advantages and disadvantages. We always, whenever we want to use the contact lenses, we weigh benefits against the disadvantages. And its optical uses are: the aim is to improve the visual acuity, which cannot be improved by the use of spectacles. So we can use the contact lenses in irregular astigmatism, that irregular astigmatism which cannot be resolved by the spectacles as associated with keratoconus. It can be corrected with rigid contact lenses. Wherever there is superficial corneal irregularities, these superficial corneal irregularities can be overcome by rigid contact lenses. They provide smoother and optically more regular surface so that visual acuity is improved. We can use the contact lenses in anisometropia, the difference of refractive errors in two eyes, where it is more and causes a considerable anisoconia, that is the difference of image size, and due to prismatic effect the patient cannot tolerate the glasses. As in case of unilateral aphakia, we can use the contact lens. We can use the contact lens to promote epithelial healing. In case of persistent epithelial defects, we can put the contact lenses on the cornea so that regenerating corneal epithelium is protected from constant rubbing action of the lids. So it promotes epithelial healing. Similarly, we can use the contact lenses in recurrent corneal erosions, particularly associated with basement membrane dystrophy or the post-traumatic corneal erosions. So the lens wear improves comfort of the patient and it promotes healing of the epithelium. Contact lens can be used to relieve the pain, particularly in bullous keratopathy. Usually after the pseudophakic bullous keratopathy, there are epithelial and subepithelial cysts. We can use soft bandage lenses to relieve the pain. They protect the exposed corneal nerve endings from the shearing forces of lids during blinking, and they also flatten bulli into diffuse epithelial cysts. In wet filamentary keratitis, the patient have profuse lacrimation, and by the use of contact lens patient become comfortable. And for the protection of the corneal epithelium, in case where there are aberrant lashes, as in entropion or trichiasis, lashes are misdirected, turned inward, and it rubs continuously on the cornea and causes corneal erosions, may lead to corneal ulcers. We can protect the corneal epithelium temporarily in these cases until we do the surgical correction of the aberrant lashes. We can use the contact lens in thiasin superficially punctate keratitis. It relieves the pain and heals the erosions. To preserve the corneal integrity, we can use the contact lenses as in case of desmatoseals, tight fitting, large diameter, soft or squirrel lens. They prevent perforation and allow healing, corneal healing, not natural healing. It can be used as a splintage in small corneal wounds. In case of small corneal wounds, edges of small corneal wounds remain opposed during healing. But in case of slightly larger perforations, these perforations may be sealed with glue, and then we use the bandage contact lens to prevent irritation of the conjunctiva. And the other miscellaneous uses of the contact lenses are: we can use these to maintenance of furnaces in certain diseases, in chemical injuries, in Stevens-Johnson syndrome, in pemphigus, which may cause cicatrizing conjunctivitis, so that symblepharon may occur later on. So to prevent symblepharon, we use large diameter corneal contact lenses. The contact lenses can also be used for drug delivery. So drug delivery can be enhanced or increased by hydrogel lens impregnated with topical medication. The certain people also uses contact lenses for cosmetic purposes to give different colors to the eyes. Now we consider the complications of contact lenses. Allergic conjunctivitis, it may be due to the solutions used for the sterilization of the this contact lens. From the hypersensitivity may cause acute or chronic allergic conjunctivitis. And when the contact lens become old, edges are worn out and raised, they may cause continuous rubbing on the conjunctiva, leading to giant papillary conjunctivitis, having bigger cobblestone type papillae appearance. And the contact lens may lead to dry eye, as the rigid contact lens disrupt lipid layer, so the evaporation of the tears is more as the lipid layer is disrupted, and the soft contact lens actively deplete the mucous layer. So the mucous layer or the aqueous layer in the mucous layer is depleted, and of course contact lenses decrease corneal sensation. This corneal sensation is necessary for the tear secretion, so the aqueous layer may be depleted. Corneal complications of the contact lens. Most of the oxygen for corneal metabolism is supplied from the atmosphere. It diffuses from the tear film and to provide the oxygen to the cornea, and the endothelium supplied from the aqueous. So the contact lens lies within the tear film and provide a barrier to the diffusion of the oxygen to the cornea. So circulation of oxygenated tears behind the lens is an important mechanism of providing oxygen to the cornea. So this presence of contact lens may modify the normal circulation of tears, causing hypoxic damage to the tissues. It may cause mechanical damage as it entraps proteins and debris and kept in contact with the cornea. or the ocular surface. So the contact lens care products may be associated with acute and chronic keratopathy. Extended wear contact lenses and poor lens hygiene and inappropriate lens fit are the risk factors for complications. So, after long term contact lens wear, the epithelium becomes thinner and less sensitive to the touch. So, contact lens may exacerbate the previously existing corneal diseases. So, the different complications by the contact lens wear of the cornea are mechanical and hypoxic keratitis. So, the oxygen transmission through the contact lens may be insufficient, particularly in tightly fit contact lens, which does not move with the blinking. So, it impairs tear circulation under the lens, particularly when the lid are closed or the lens is worn during sleep. So, this hypoxia leads to anaerobic metabolism, production of lactic acidosis. It inhibits normal barrier and pump mechanism of the cornea. So, it may lead to endothelial endothelial and epithelial cysts and may lead to corneal edema. The superficial punctate keratitis is the most common complication. Similarly, the tight lens syndrome may cause different complications, and it may cause acute hypoxia or the chronic hypoxia. And chronic hypoxia may lead to the vascularization of the cornea. So, what is the treatment of these complications? The treatment is refitting with the thinner lens, use the gas permeable rigid lens or the silicone hydrogel soft lens, modify lens fit, and of course, last but not the least, reduce lens wearing time. So, the other complications of the contact lens are immune response keratitis. So, the contact lens related acute red eye it is associated with marginal corneal infiltrates, and they are thought to be sensitization due to bacterial toxins, and the mechanism is just similar to the marginal infiltrates as associated with blepharitis. And the other complications are corneal vascularization, particularly in chronic hypoxia. It leads to peripheral vascularization of the cornea. And the microbial keratitis is the other complication, a dreadful complication, as normally the bacteria cannot penetrate the healthy epithelium. But once the epithelium is hypoxic, cornea having hypoxia lead to derangement of epithelium, and there may be micro erosions due to mechanical rubbing of the cornea or the entrapment of the protein and debris underneath the cornea. So the bacteria have the access to the cornea and causes bacterial keratitis, particularly the Pseudomonas aeruginosa and the protozoa amoebic protozoas, Acanthamoeba keratitis. So the risk with the rigid contact lens is less as compared to the soft contact lens. So this was all about the contact lenses, their uses and complications. Now we will discuss vitamin A deficiency. The causes of vitamin A deficiency may be malnutrition, malabsorption, chronic alcoholism, highly selective diet having less vitamin A. So this vitamin A deficiency is common in poor countries where balanced diet is not available to the children, and it is the one of the leading cause of childhood blindness in poor countries. So what is the xerophthalmia? Xerophthalmia is a spectrum of ocular manifestation caused by vitamin A deficiency. And the pathogenesis of xerophthalmia is the columnar epithelium of mucous membrane undergoes squamous metaplasia. It causes loss of goblet cells, leading to dryness of the conjunctiva, corneal microerosions and ulceration later may lead to the epithelial defects. And of course, ultimately, the corneal melting may occur. So, reduced formation of photoreceptor visual pigment may lead to the night blindness. So, what are the symptoms of vitamin A deficiency? The symptoms, as the conjunctival epithelium is having metaplasia and no more smooth, the patient complains of having burning, discomfort and irritation. If the cornea is involved, patient complains of photophobia, lacrimation, and ultimately impaired vision due to corneal opacity. Once the healing starts, it leads to the corneal scarring and the vision is impaired. And the patient may complain of night blindness as the visual pigment rhodopsin is not forming normally. Now we will discuss the signs of the vitamin A deficiency. In this case, conjunctiva appears, dryness of the conjunctiva in interpalpebral zone, loss of goblet cells, squamous metaplasia and keratinization, and beet out spots appear. In this picture, you can appreciate the beet out spots. These are small, triangular, shiny, silver, white patches of foamy keratinized epithelium. It is present in interpalpebral area of the bulbar conjunctiva in between canthus and limbus. The signs present in the cornea. The cornea is lustreless, not shining, due to secondary xerosis. Bilateral punctate epithelial erosions may be present. So the corneal epithelial erosions in interpalpebral zones ultimately leads to epithelial defects, keratinization of the epithelium, and the sterile corneal melting, that is called keratomalacia. You can appreciate in this picture the melting of the cornea, that is keratomalacia. It may ultimately lead to perforation. And the fundoscopy revealed retina having yellow white dots in the peripheral fundus. You must consider the differential diagnosis with the Ogoshi's disease, where similar yellow white dots are present in the peripheral fundus, but they are congenital and stationary. And electroretinogram in this vitamin A deficiency shows amplitude is reduced. So how we diagnose a case of xerophthalmia? By the clinical features, as we have discussed, symptoms and signs of vitamin A deficiency. Also reduced tear film breakup time is there, and a reduced serum level of vitamin A. Now we will briefly discuss WHO grading of xerophthalmia. XN or xerophthalmia N means night blindness. Xerophthalmia XN, X1A mean conjunctival xerosis, X1B mean conjunctival xerosis with beet out spots, X2 means corneal xerosis is present, X3A, corneal ulceration which is less than 1/3. X3B, corneal ulceration more than 1/3. XS means cornea is scarred, having corneal scarring. And XF, xerophthalmic fundus, having yellow white dots. So what is the treatment of vitamin A deficiency or the xerophthalmia? Of course, local treatment is with intense lubrication with the artificial tears and the topical retinoic acid, and of course we treat the corneal ulcers and different measures to promote the epithelial healing. And systemically we use oral administration of vitamin A, that is oil based, intramuscular vitamin A injections, they are usually water based, and multivitamin supplements. And we recommend the patient to have diet rich in vitamin A like milk, eggs, nuts, almonds, and the vegetables with the green leaves, carrot, radish, etc. So this was all about contact lens uses and complications and the different manifestations of the xerophthalmia. Ladies and gentlemen, I am thankful to you for patient listening. Now I am giving you the assignment, and please send this assignment to the given WhatsApp number and email address. The assignment is: what are the uses of contact lenses? Mention its complications and mention different manifestations of vitamin A deficiency. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.